Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. Welcome to the show, y'all. Check it out, y'all. This is young dude. He a blood dude, right? He cool dude. You know what I'm saying? Named Derek. Young guy. I'm talking about young, right? He's in the penitentiary. You know, he had caught some cases when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? And ended up with probation. And now he's gotten caught up on a bank robbery. You know, he robbing where the money's at. You know what I'm saying? He said, I ain't doing no convenience stores. I ain't doing none of that old petty. He said, I'm going to the bank. You know what I'm saying? And he's got money now. You know what I mean? And he had hit 3 banks and was successful, got away, clean getaway, this, that, and the third, right? But when you robbing them banks, right, you know, the feds get into business. You know what I'm saying? And once the feds get into business, they're patient. They're piecing together the evidence, the case to nail you. You know what I'm saying? They are breaking down every little bitty detail so that they can figure out your profile, so they can figure out how you're doing it, what you're doing it for, you know what I'm saying, and what is your next likely target. So on his 4th bank robbery, they nabbed him. And they didn't nab him by catching him red-handed with the money or catching him coming out of the bank like you see on TV or anything like that. That's not how they caught him. That's not how they caught him. Now check this out. This is how they end up getting him. When he leaving the bank, right, it's already prearranged, right, that his girlfriend, she would be going to the restaurant and she would meet him at the restaurant. She don't know that he's out robbing the bank. All she know, this is date night, right? And he would take her to these semi-fancy places and all this and that. She a young girl. You know, she getting, you know what I'm saying, wine to dime, being impressed by this money. You know what I'm saying? But she know he's in the streets, but she really don't know how he's getting all of this money. You feel what I'm saying? She's, you know, just graduated high school. She's in college, you know, first year, second year in college, something like that. So she's just happy to have somebody that's taking care of her, spend some time with, those types of things. And he's doing it. He's caking her. I'm telling you, he's caking her. But anyway, she's at this restaurant and he's gonna meet her there. They always do this, you know what I'm saying? When he takes her out, you know, she meets him at the restaurant. He don't meet her. But this is how he was doing. He would hit the bank. And then when he hit the bank, you know, he masked up. He got all that on. So it's no way. Gloves, everything. They can't get any fingerprints. They don't have a good description of him, right? But when he leaves the bank, he riding in his car. He done got clean away. You feel what I'm saying? He ditched in this alley. And when he ditched in this alley, that's when he would take off his gloves, take off his mask, throw the bag away from the bank, get the money out without the bomb. You know, they got them paint bombs in them bags now, without the paint bomb going off. So he's good. But guess what? When you breaking the law, somebody is always watching. Somebody's always watching. And in this particular alleyway, right, it's a lot of restaurants on this street. And what happens in the alleyways behind the restaurants? That's where they take out their trash. That's where they take out their trash. Now, they didn't have a camera in that alleyway. But at the same time, Derek was in that alleyway coming up out of his stuff, you know what I'm saying, from the robbery and putting the money, you know what I'm saying, in his bag out of the bank's bag. Somebody from the restaurant, they happen to see him. They look over there, they see him. What are you doing? And they see him throw something that looks like a bag in the dumpster. Now, you know how people are. People knows it. If they see somebody in an area that is not, that they've not seen before in that area, they gonna investigate. They gonna investigate. Ain't no telling what's on their mind. People just knows it. So when Derek leaves, guess what they do? Guess what they do? They go to the dumpster. Get all in the dumpster, just meddling. Get all in the dumpster and get the bag out. And now they start thinking, because it's been on TV, bank robbery, suspect, you know what I'm saying? They're looking for him. They give the height description and the possible weight description, but they don't know if he's black, white, Latina, Asian, none of that. They don't know any of that. But now, this dude, he sees him. He knows what type of car he's got. You feel what I'm saying? He knows all of that. And that gave the feds, well, he called it in, of course, because it's a reward. It's a reward. He trying to get that $1,000. So he calls it in to get the reward and gives them this information. And then they come to the area and canvass the area. You know how the feds are, you know how the police are just in general. They come to the area. He gives them the bag. He take them in the bag to where the dumpster was. And you know them feds, man. You know the feds. They trying to find anything. So they fingerprint and all of that. And lo and behold, this fool done touched the dumpster. He touched the dumpster without his gloves on. And they got a fingerprint. Now, at this time, they don't know it's him. But they got some fingerprints. They got multiple sets of fingerprints off this dumpster. This is a dumpster. People throw trash away. So it's a reason, you know what I'm saying, that people will be touching the dumpster. So this is not solid evidence, but it's enough to put them on his trail. The car, they see that he's got that particular type of car. They got his fingerprints in the alley. Now, they don't have his fingerprints on that bag, though. That's it. They don't have the fingerprints on that bag. But guess what? When he took off that mask and threw that mask away, you know, now if you're in the streets and you covering up your face, that's smart. That's, you know, nobody know what you look like. But guess what happens when you put on a mask? Just guess what happens? You're either sweating in it, you're breathing in it. You understand what I'm saying? That means saliva, good as a mouth swab, or hair. Something. They're going to get some kind of DNA out of that. They got some, but it wasn't enough. You feel what I'm saying? Because somebody else had been wearing this particular hat too. But it's enough to connect to Derek. Now they got a fingerprint off the dumpster, the car, and some DNA. Now all of that can be explained away though. Every bit of that can be explained away. It don't necessarily make it him. But because he's on paper, they get the warrant for the arrest. They want to put him in jail. See, that's what they do, y'all. If they got a little evidence on you, they want to try to put some more pressure on you. Spook you. So when they bump down on him, they telling him that they are investigating this bank robbery. They're not hiding it. Because they're trying to see how you're going to react to it. Are you going to tell on yourself? You know what I'm saying? You're going to get nervous and spook and try to run. They're prepared for all of that. Because all of that to them is going to lead to you confessing or them getting some evidence. So Derek, to be young as he was, he played it cool. He played it real cool, y'all. You know what I mean? So anyway, they go on and arrest him. Throw him in jail. Right? Wait a minute, hold up. Let me back up. He makes it to the restaurant with his gal, whining and dining. You feel what I'm saying? Whining and dining. Now, I'm not talking about no 5-star restaurant where you have to have a suit and tie on, but it's a nice little restaurant. You feel what I'm saying? It's not McDonald's. It's not Burger King. You feel what I'm saying? So they're at the restaurant. They're having fun, whining and dining, this, and that. You know what I'm saying? He takes her home. They have a good night and all this other kind of stuff. Then he goes home. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, they got separate cars, whatever the case may be. And a few days later is when they arrest him. A few days later is when his girl sees him on TV. And she's like, oh my God, he's in jail. What do I do? My man is in jail, right? So here's what happened. He calls her, and he asks her to come visit him. Now, it takes a little while to get on the visitation list for whatever reason, but he was at the county in the federal holders part, right, before they sent him on to the penitentiary, but he's in the county. So she's able to come down there to see him after they get all the visitation stuff straightened out, right? And when she gets down there, he's playing that role. He's begging her, please help me. You know I was with you. They're trying to say I was robbing a bank when I was with you at the restaurant. And she was like, yeah, I know. I don't know what they're talking about. So he's giving her this timeline. She's not focusing on the specific amount of time. So he say, this is what you got to do. Now, see, at visit, most of the time, you know, like he was at the county jail, so he was talking through glass. So he's whispering. So they're not recording that. They're not recording that. You feel what I'm saying? You got to be careful. Sometimes they are, but they wasn't recording this. So he's telling her, look, from this time to this time, you know we was together. She's agreeing with it. He said, I need you to go tell my lawyer. I need you to go tell my lawyer. Because at this point, he had a court-appointed lawyer. Right? All of this money that he had put up, he didn't want to spend it on a lawyer. He really believed he was coming up out of this thing. You feel what I'm saying? Especially with her as his alibi. Because he was with her, but he wasn't with her the whole time. So he convinces her to go see his lawyer and tell his lawyer that they were together on that particular day. Now, he can't account, you know what I'm saying? She's not accounting for them other ones on this one, right? Because they don't have any evidence on the other 3 bank robbers, okay, to connect him to it. But they got something to connect him to this one, and they're assuming that he did all of them. You understand? So he's just worried about, beat this one, I'm out. You feel me? So she goes to tell his lawyer, he was with me. He was with me from this time to this time. Also, the lawyer is excited. He's writing it down. He said, well, you testify to that in court, this, and that. And she's like, yeah. And then the lawyer, he's like, what restaurant was it? And all this and that. So the lawyer goes down to the restaurant. He talks to the people that they remember them. So everything is coming together. Everything is coming together. The one key part of that alibi is the time. The one key part that she's not focusing on, because he told her, tell him exactly this, is that he met her there. See, she's giving a story that they were together the whole time. See, feds gonna get into the details, right? But they don't get a chance to get at her yet. They don't get a chance to get at her yet because they don't really know about her. All they know is that he's presenting an alibi. His lawyer's letting them know, we got an alibi. He was with his girlfriend at a restaurant, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So they want to talk to her. So they haven't been able to talk to her yet. So in the meantime, in between time, days, weeks, months are passing by. Months are passing by. He ends up getting, because he's on probation, right? He ends up getting transferred to the penitentiary. The feds want to put some more pressure on him. So now he's in the penitentiary. He ain't at the county jail no more. He's at the penitentiary. And while he's at the penitentiary, he big shit popping. He ain't worried about nothing. This ain't gonna last long. My girl holding me down, right? I'm coming up out of this thing, right? But let me tell you something, y'all. Let me tell you something. The young brother was smooth with the tongue. When I say smooth with the tongue, he was smooth with the tongue. So now he up in the penitentiary, and he kicking the bobo, this, and that, and it's this young female officer that works at the penitentiary. Oh, when she looking at him, she like what she see. She chews up. She bumped down on him. Oh, he giving her the business. They talking and all this and that every day. But he's still talking to his girl on the phone. He done told the officer he coming up out of her because he got an alibi. You know what I'm saying? He said, I got a female. Listen to what I'm saying today now. He said, I got a female that gonna testify that, you know what I'm saying, I was at the restaurant, this and that. He leaving out key parts of that story when he's talking to the officer because he wants the officer to believe that he's single. You understand? The officer believes that he's single because of the things that he's leaving out of the story. He's not telling the officer that it was his girlfriend that he met at the restaurant that he was with and she's his alibi. He's saying that it's his female that was at this restaurant that's going to testify that she saw me at the restaurant. You understand? So now this female officer, she's looking at him like, oh, okay, then I got me somebody. You know what I'm saying? So they rocking tough. You feel what I'm saying? And then when he go to visit, he telling the female officer that this is my sister. Now, this female officer, everybody can't get access to your, your visitation record. And she's not even thinking about it like that. She's trusting him. She's trusting that he's telling her the whole truth. She's trusting his story that he's giving her. Right? So time is moving. And it's coming up on the trial date. They're ready. They're ready. His girlfriend is ready. She got the story down. They've been rehearsing it in the VG. But to him, it's not, to her, it's not rehearsing. It's just making sure that the facts are straight. But to him, it's rehearsing. He's trying to make sure that she's going to say what he needs her to say. Her freedom be damned. Because let me tell you something. Come up in that courtroom, they catch a line. You know what you're going to get, right? It's called perjury. That's when you lie in court under oath. It's called perjury. But she don't know. She's not paying attention to what it is that he's trying to do because she don't have all the facts. She don't have all the facts. So let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened because it always does. He's in the VG one day. He's in the VG when it's the last 30 minutes or an hour before the VG closed, right? Now, he been going to visit, you know what I'm saying, on the regular for quite some time now. And they've been vibing down there. So his gal, the girl from the streets, she see that, you know, every now and then you see some females running in and out of the restroom and the dudes are doing it. And the officer, the visitation officer, he leaned back. He ain't tripping. Run on up in there. As long as he don't, you know what I'm saying, see too much, he ain't going to do nothing to you, right? He letting you go on up in there and get your groove on. So his girl's like, man, how come we ain't going up in there? Let's go on up in there. Oh, he thinking with the wrong head now. See, he ain't thinking, you know, I got to play this role all the way to get out of here and all this and that, right? But he's looking at it like, shoot, I'm going to get me some. It's been a minute. He ain't thinking about the female officer because she don't work in the VG. But lo and behold, when you work in the penitentiary, you never know where you're going to be. See, every now and then they change your post. That's what they call it, a post, where they put you. And this particular female that he had been messing with, that he done got with, in the penitentiary, this particular female, she happens to be coming to the VG one day, and she sees him dip into the restroom. Now, most people at the penitentiary, they know what it is. They weren't tripping back in the day like that. You know what I'm saying? As long as it wasn't no violence or anything real crazy going on, you be smooth. They turn the other way. So he dip up in there. She watching now. And then she see the female dip up in there. It's like, dang, who is that? Because he's got her believing that this is his sister. Now, who would do something like that? That's nasty. You understand? That's nasty. So he dip. They up in the restroom. Then she comes out. Then he comes out and they go back to the little area where they were sitting. He ain't paying no attention to his surroundings at this point because he done got his off. He loose now. And she's happy. He's happy. They go back to the table. They holding hand. They kissing. And when the female officer see that, look here, she couldn't hold herself. She knows she working at the penitentiary, but in her mind, that's her dude. She get up from behind the desk. She come over to the table and she say, who is this? She don't even introduce herself as officer such and such. She said, who is this? He look up at her. He starts stumbling. This my, why you tripping? And he going back. He don't know what to say. So the female, she give him that look and she turned off. And she walked back to the desk, but she still eyeball her. She done caught herself. You know what I'm saying? So she got her composure now. She know, I'm not finna get fired for this. And she's looking down over there. People are singing. Now his gal, she's sitting at the table. They weren't holding hands. Now she done pulled her hand back. She said, who is that? And he tells, oh, it's some officer. She was just tripping. You know what I'm saying? She probably thinking that we coming up out of there and all this. And she trying to find it. And his gal said, no. She said, she asked you, who am I? What she mean by that? Now women know. Women know, man. Come on now. Women know. They got this sixth sense, something about them. They know. Something ain't right here. So dude, he a young dude, even though his gal is a young gal, young woman, she still got that intuition, that instinct that women have. Something ain't right here. Because the blinders are off now. Because she's looking at it like, who is she? Now she's looking at her. They're looking at each other. And he's looking at them. And now he's sweating. Because now his mind goes to, oh, my God, I'm finna go to court. I don't need this. So he does what a lot of men do when they get caught in the sauce, right? He tries to flip the tables, make it seem like she's doing something wrong. He said, I don't know why you tripping. You know what I'm saying? She ain't nothing to me. She work in the pension. I don't mess with police. He's doing all that old kind of stuff. Now, she don't really go for it, But he calms her down. He calms her down. And now on her way home, she's riding on the way home. She left the VG there, all this and that. On her way home, she's thinking, is this fool playing me? Is he playing me? So this is how it goes, y'all. This is how it goes. So now he's back. He's in the penitentiary, right? Now he's back on the compound, and the female, she bumping down on him. She said, what are you doing? You think you playing me or something? And he tells her, no, I'm not trying to play you. That's my sister. She said, why would you be coming out of the restroom seeing your sister? Guess what he tell her, y'all? She was bringing me the pack. So your sister bringing you drugs, you need to go into the restroom and get them. She said, well, where is it at? That's how she hit him. She fast on her feet. Where is it at? He ain't got him. She said, well, who's got it? Because she ain't believing him. She ain't believing him. Then he just fumbled. He said, man, get on up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because she was at his cell door. He told her, get on up out of here. He don't forget. He in the penitentiary. She run that. She ain't got to go nowhere. She ain't got to go nowhere. But she walks off. Now she's sitting at the desk. Now, they don't really get access to our files like that in here. But some of them might have a friend that work in this area, that area, whatever the case may be. So she started digging. And then she's digging, she starts to find out this is not his sister. On the visitation application, it says friend. It says friend. And it's clearly got categories on there where it says relatives, meaning brother, sister, mother, father, sister, brother. All that kind of stuff is on there. And it's got a category on it for friend. And it's clearly circled friend. So she knows now he's lying. Now, another thing that's on the invitation forms y'all is phone number. So she get the phone number. She called Gab. When girl get on the phone, they talking. Because both of them pissed. They both feel like they've been played. They both feel like they've been played. And now, when a woman is scorned, then they start to think. Clearly. Now, you think that when a person is mad that they can't think clearly? No. Women, when they get mad, they start analyzing stuff, like under a microscope type analyzing. And now she's thinking, I'm not finna help him get out of the penitentiary. Now she goes to tell the lawyer. Now, wait a minute, hold up. He calls her. When he calls her, she tells him, she said, you need to find somebody else to testify in your case for you. I'm not doing it. He said, what you mean you're not doing it? You gonna leave me like that? And she was like, yeah. She said, you trying to play me. She said, I talked to officer such and such. Now he's just sitting there looking silly, eyes wide open. He don't know what to do. And she was like, yeah. We talked about everything. She told me everything. She said, you've been messing with her and you've been messing with me. You told her that I was your sister. She know everything. Now he's panicking because he ain't thinking about them. Now he thinking about his freedom. Because if she don't testify as his alibi, he's done. He's done. So he starts begging, please don't do me like it. You the only one I got. Please don't leave me like it. We can work this out. She said, it ain't nothing to work out. It ain't nothing to work out. It's already worked out. You tried to play me and you on your own. So then she goes to his lawyer. She tells his lawyer, I'm not testifying. And the lawyer is baffled. He's like, why? What has happened? What's going on? Were you at the restaurant with him? Were you at the restaurant with him? And she said, yes, I was at the restaurant with him, but he met me at the restaurant. He met me. Now she starts to break down that this has happened 3 more times. So now the lawyer is leaning back. So now the lawyer is feeling like, okay, one thing a lawyer don't like, y'all, is a client that lies to him. The lawyer just wants to know the truth so they can best figure out how to defend you. But they don't like it when you lie to them because they'll build a whole case around that lie. And if that lie is found out, especially by the prosecution, the whole case falls apart, and that lawyer is embarrassed and that the client is going to end up in prison. They don't like that. So he's leaning back and he's getting all of this information from her about the other 3 times that she met him at a restaurant. The lawyer knows the other cases. She don't. So he's looking at it like, okay, he's lying. So the lawyer calls him. He calls the lawyer. And when the lawyer is talking to him, he tells him, he said, I'll be down there to see you. And he could tell the lawyer is acting differently because the lawyer told him, I talked to your girlfriend. I'm on my way to see you next week. So he goes to the prison to talk to Derek. He's explaining to Derek before he gets into the case how he does not like to be lied to. He's represented killers and everything, but they tell him the truth so he can figure out the best way to defend them. He don't like clients that lie to him. So Derek is trying to plead his case and say he ain't lying, but he's like, look, we don't have to keep playing this game. But if you're not going to trust me, you're going to have to get another lawyer. I'm going to ask the judge to remove me from the case. So now Derek is sitting there crying, looking silly. He don't know what to do because the lawyer feel like he can't defend him. It ain't no trust between the client and the lawyer, so it ain't no way he can defend him. He needs to know the truth. But Derek holds on to this lie. He don't want to tell this lie. Why is that? Why is that? Tell the truth. Save yourself. Get the best thing you can get. But Derek wants to go home, and he knows if he tells the truth, he's not going home. He might be able to get a plea. He's already got 8 years of probation. Probation starts over when you get caught. It don't continue on. So now he know he's going to have to do 8 years right there, and then whatever the feds give him. You see what I'm saying? He in the state penitentiary, going to have to go to the feds. So he's panicking. He's young. He feels like his life is over. Like it's over. But it's not. But he's panicking. So the lawyer gets in front of the judge and tells the judge that he's no longer confident that he can represent his client in the best fashion and that he needs to be removed from the case. The lawyer disagrees. The judge disagrees and tells him, no, it's too late in the game. You stand on the case. Put together a defense. Do the best you can. So now Derek is happy about that, but the lawyer is not. Now he's trying to put together a case based on nothing. So now the feds, they get his gal. They get her. I don't know. Look here. It wasn't enough for her to say, I'm not going to testify for Derek. No, she wanted to nail him to the wall. So you know what she did? She's a witness for the feds. Come up in there and testify that he done told her to not tell about the timeline, to say that she met him and he was at that restaurant with her the whole time, so on and so forth. Look here. Them folks on that jury looking at Derek like, you know how they be getting over when they sitting in that box when they feel like, okay, we got us one, right? They sitting there, everybody mouth all twisted up. Look here. When the prosecution rested and the defense rested, they really didn't have no defense to put on, right? Because they tried to gobble her up, but she wasn't going. She sat there telling me he lied to me, trying to get me to tell that he was with me the whole time. She's sticking to her story, even though the lawyer is trying.